Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Lex, and I know I've been a little wishy-washy with my content, y'all. If I'm being 100% transparent, honestly, I've just had I already said it, but I've just had some different medical stuff going on. All of this is related to like the migraines that I have and stuff like that. So it's just been a lot. So I am going to be doing this video today where we are going to be talking about Love is Blind season 8 cast. The cast has dropped already. There's also been some TikToks that have been on these streets. And while they don't contain direct name spoilers or anything, we are already seeing that the men on this cast are toxic. The girlies have come out. The girlies from Minneapolis have been coming out. So I'm going to start with that, and then we will go through the cast reveal. So if you're looking for my other videos, I am going to record the traders video pretty much right after this, and that will be up later today. And then the married at first sight video will be up tomorrow, and then we will go from there. So please, if you like the content, consider like, sharing, comment, subscribing, all of those different things. It really inspires me to keep creating. And yeah, I'm just trying to get back onto my normal schedule with everything. So before we begin, there have been a slew of TikToks from the girlies in this Minneapolis season. So I'm just going to play them, okay? I have not looked up spoilers. I'm not going to give y'all spoilers of who these are about, but I'm just going to play these TikToks before we begin because I know that what's her name from a couple of seasons ago? Chelsea, I think, right? She's the casting director now. I remember her and Jessie Woo were in some beef because she tried to say she's not responsible for this stuff. Anywho, I'm just saying the girlies in Minneapolis, they have come out of the woodwork. So let's start. Let's start. I'm gonna share my screen. Let's begin. So we'll start here with this one here. Let's go ahead and share it. And let's start. All right. If you could not read that, it says watching season 8 of Love is Blind trailer and realizing that Netflix chose one of the most toxic men in Minneapolis that you know firsthand. All right. Let's go to the next one. I have a few. I have a few. Let's go to this one. Okay. This one says, sorry, I want to pause them so it doesn't play another one. So this one says, watching the Love is Blind season 8 trailer and seeing someone in the cast that gave me a literal anxiety disorder and PTSD for years. Good casting, Chelsea. All right, let's keep going. I have more. Y'all. Next one. This one is a longer video. And again, she does not say the specific person that this is about, but here we go.
Women here in Minneapolis, as we had to wake up and see some of the worst men in our city have been cast on this season of Love is Blind. Unfortunately, not only do I know some of them, and I've heard horrible stories about other ones, but I also already know how some of the storylines end. So let's talk about it today. Because Netflix didn't consider that if you pick some of the most narcissistic men who will do anything for fame, that the second they walk off that set, regardless of if you made them sign an NDA or not, they're going to head straight back to the bars and start bragging about everything that happened behind the scenes. But for starters, shame on you, Netflix. I was not planning on talking about any of this because I was hoping that after all of those women, including myself, came forward about that horrific man, you would have the sense to write him off of the show. But apparently instead you just privated all of his social accounts, wiped them all clean again, and then relaunched them, as if we all wouldn't notice. If you're not already familiar, I'll tag it, but I made a video talking about this man when all this information leaked last year. And it sounds like he went on to treat this woman on the show exactly as we all would have expected. And I'm even more disappointed to see that it looks like Netflix is well aware that they're exposing these women to horrific men. But anyways, I met this man when I was decently young and brand new to campus here at the University of Minnesota. And he's one of the first men who taught me not to trust men when they tell you who they are. But that's a story for another day. I saw him go around for years treating women on that campus like they were objects and completely disposable, even to the point where one night I remember his friend group posted a joke about it up on their stories. So they knew, and I responded, joking along, but also like trying to call them out, and they never got it because they think it's funny to treat women this way. But this man was really well known on campus, specifically for that, but also he was like the MVP of the baseball team. We all thought he was going to get drafted, and he was going to do anything for fame, in my opinion. He had a YouTube channel. He was constantly going around telling people to follow his IG. This man loved attention, but then he didn't get drafted. What was the backup plan? I guess he became a realtor and then moved out to Los Angeles to try and become famous there on his parents' dime. But that didn't work out either, so he moved back, and I guess he applied to Love is Blind, trying again. But again, if you ask me, I would have never guessed that he was on that show to get married. And what happened? The second he got off the show, he went back to those bars, probably the college bars he hung around for way too long, and started telling people exactly what happened on the show. Now, this is just what I was told by someone who claimed to run into him, but apparently he ends up getting engaged to one of the girls, right? And then he's back in our hometown filming. And that's when everyone saw him filming, and all the girls in the city started coming forward with their horror stories about him. And thank goodness, as one of my original intentions was, that information got to her, and that made her hesitant. And from what I was told in his words, apparently he described her as being mean because of all of that. So his plan was to go all the way to the altar and then say no to her in front of everyone. But unfortunately, the pastor guy asked her first and she said no. So now he's back in the city, going around the bars, hitting on girls as always. And to all the women sharing all their stories about him and the other men on this season, I want to let you know that I see you and I hear you. Your stories are not mine to share, but I am so sorry that you had to go through any of this, and that Netflix thinks it's okay to keep platforming these men. Really difficult morning for.
Okay, so you all heard it here. Once again, specific cast member, name not mentioned, obviously, and I'm not going to be putting the name out there. Um, very terrible, would do anything for fame, came on this show, is in the bars blabbing about what happened behind the scenes of producing the show. I think I have another one. I think there's more. Let me see. Yep. Oh, nope. All right. One more. I think this is the last one. Oh, all right. I'm not going to play that because it has music. I don't want to get copyrighted. But it says Minneapolis women are so funny, but like in quotes. Thanks. We all just woke up to the men collectively responsible for most of our dating trauma being announced as the next cast of Love is Blind. So again, I know Chelsea specifically came out and said, "Oh, we've done more vetting. We've done more to make sure that these are not the kind of people that are cast on this show." And yet we have, was that five or six that I just played? Five or six videos of different women talking about how some men on this cast, we don't know which ones yet, are directly responsible for their dating trauma. I don't know, man. It's crazy because I feel like the only authentic season of this show was season one. And ever since then, we have just got clout chasers galore. Clout chasers, clout chasers, clout chasers. So, anyway, we're going to go ahead now and go through the cast list. There is a lot of people on this cast. You can try to make your guesses of who these TikToks are about when we get to the men, but we're going to get to the cast list. And I don't know, y'all. I don't know. I feel like this season we already have a lot coming out from the women. So let's jump into it. Love is Blind season 8 cast. All right. So we are starting with the women. I think I saw somewhere that there's 32. Yes, there is 32 singles. 32 ranging in age from 26 to 43 years old. There is 3 nurses, several former cheerleaders, many world travelers, and more than a few self-described Christmas enthusiasts. Okay. All right. So Sagittarius women and Taurus men. are the most common signs this season. So let's see if opposites attract. I'm not going to play the trailer because I don't want to get copyrighted, but you guys can go watch it. So we are going to start off with the women. And as we know, of course, we're not going to see every single one of these people on the show. So this is our first girlie here. She's very pretty. I like her dress. So we have Amanda. Amanda is 43. Wow. Okay. We're gonna see if having an older cast is gonna do anything. Now, if we know anything from Married at First Sight, clearly not. But let's see. So Amanda, she is a district retail manager and she is a Capricorn. So seeking an organic, real life meet cute. Oh Lord. She already lost me. What you mean a real life meet cute? Amanda has swiped left on dating apps for the last time. I think sometimes my age can be a factor, she says. At 43, Amanda is the oldest single entering the pods, but she's far more concerned with emotional maturity. In her eyes, nothing is more attractive than a guy that can tell her exactly how he feels. Someone who cannot communicate is definitely an ick for me, she says. Honesty may even earn her suitor a slice of something scrumptious, since Amanda enjoys baking sourdough bread for those she loves. Will any man in the pods be able to rise to Amanda's standards and leave no crumbs? Now, I'm gonna be honest. I don't know about this whole real life meet cute. Like Amanda's, it's kind of giving like I don't know. I don't know. It's kind of giving I'm 43, but I like to try to act like I'm 25. I mean, she seems pretty and she seems nice, but I just don't know. I think especially with this crop of men, I don't know. Next up, we have her. And sorry, I have to do it like this because everything can't fit on the screen. But we have her, Ashley. So Ashley is 28. She is a client success manager and she's a Virgo. So Ashley has been told she's a bit too much in past relationships. So any future partner needs to love her zest for life. I am not willing to sacrifice my excitability, she says. I really just want a partner that can embrace that fully. Ready to see beauty in life's simplest moments, Ashley hopes to spend her days with someone who will catch every sunset and walk around the city snapping photographs. If Ashley finds a self assured, expressive guy, she'll lock him down at shutter speed, sight unseen. I'd like a secure man, she says. You've got to be confident with what you got. I don't care if you're shorter than me or anything, just do it with confidence. Okay, so as we see, Ashley, she clearly has maybe a bigger personality, maybe with other guys that hasn't really worked out in the past. So I think she's definitely looking for someone who can embrace the extrovertedness, the bigness, um, so I see that, and I think that, I do understand what she means when she says, "Yay, I want a secure man," because I do think sometimes if your man is kind of insecure, he might not like a girl, sorry, that has a big personality that acts this way if he's not secure with himself. So I got you, Ashley. I see you. Next up, okay now. All right. Look at her. Very pretty. Very pretty. So we have Brittany. She is 35 and she is a partnership executive. She's an Aries. Sports lover Brittany says her openness to new experiences prompted her to make the big move to Minneapolis. Ideally, she'd like to match with someone who's just as curious and game to swing for the fences. I'm looking for a very confident man, she says. I want them to have their own little thing and be able to teach me some things. If that includes how to be on time, all the better, as she admits she struggles with punctuality. Uh-uh. Ashley, we can't be no 35 years old and be struggling with punctuality. That's a pet peeve for me. I hate when people are really, really late and have trouble with time. But as a successful businesswoman who's worked with the NBA, NFL, and MLB, in addition to playing and coaching Division One college basketball, she's clearly a pro who has mastered quite a few things on her own. All right, Brittany, just work on being on time, sis. But you know what? Look at it. All right, look at her now. All right, Brittany, I want you to find someone. I want you to find someone because that's awesome. So she's a sporty gal. She's been in the sports industry. Good for her. All right, next up we have her. What is this dress? I don't like it. It looks okay. Cassandra, 30. She's a hairstylist and she's a Taurus. Gang, gang, fellow Taurus. Okay. For Cassandra, a good sense of humor is the ultimate green flag. which should come as no surprise, as she was named after a character in Wayne's World. Is that a movie? I don't know what that is. Anyway, in addition to witty banter, she's looking forward to getting vulnerable in the pods with a future partner. But time with her good group of girls comes first. Uh-oh. So just as the Spice Girls once wisely sang, if you want to be Cassandra's lover, you got to get with her friends. Yeah, it's not looking good. Already from the jump, when you get these type of people who are like, you gotta let me go out with my girls. You gotta, be willing to do that stuff. It never ends well. It never ends well. We're already seeing on Married at First Sight. There's a couple, Madison, if y'all watch, she's sort of like this, I feel like, and it's not ending well. So I don't know. When it comes to boxers or briefs, we don't know if she has a preference, as long as whatever the guy is wearing gets the job done. My biggest ick is the when you see the top of a guy's butt crack. I can't handle that. Is this a common occurrence for you, Cassandra? Seeing the top of a guy's butt crack? All right. Oh boy. Based off what she's wearing, I can tell that she's a lot. Cool and funky, but what are we wearing? Like, what is this? No, 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 no. Kylie, 28. She is a medical student and she's a Virgo. So, med student Kylie is determined to heal some lonely hearts. One thing that's really unique about the pods is everybody's here to get married and find their someone. She says, I'm here to find my husband. But she's not wearing a white coat. Kylie can usually be seen sporting the latest fashion trends. Is this it? Is this the fashion trends? I'm saying, like, is this the trends? Is this it? It But she's more than willing to clean up her shopaholic act and make room for the right guy. The one thing she won't give up, however, is her faith. I am a very religious person, so I'm looking for somebody who also has those traditions and is willing to share them with me and raise a family. Excuse me. Kylie's gonna be a mess. I can already tell this woman is about to be a mess. Mess, 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 mess. I can already tell from what she's wearing to this little description here. She's a shopaholic. She needs a very religious guy. It's Kylie. Y'all better run from her because she gonna be a mess. I'm telling you now. Okay, here we go. No comment. So we have Lauren, she's 31, and she's in educational sales. She's a Sagittarius. Coming from a big Irish Catholic family with 80 first cousins. Ooh, I thought I had a big family. Lauren has always wanted to start one of her own, but her recent relationships never seem to make it past the 6 to 9 month mark, leaving her eager to find a connection that lasts a lifetime. As a former teacher, Lauren is primed to be a star student in the pods. I ask a lot of questions and really like to get to know people, she says, but she tends to be an overthinker and processor, which could get in the way of her decision making. I just like to know what is going on and how people are feeling, which can be a bit too much sometimes, she says. However, if any of her suitors are too invested in their personal appearance, or hers for that matter, then the choice to move on will be simple. It comes off very arrogant, and I can pick up on that. I'm not feeling her. First off, because somebody cares about the way they look, they're arrogant. And then she also said if they care too much about hers, which gives me the vibe that she's one of those, I don't wear makeup. I just wear my hair up in a bun and wear a baseball cap. And I don't really like people like that. I think it's very annoying. Let people do what they want to do. If people want to wear makeup or if a guy wants to groom himself and cares about the way he looks, who cares? Like, I don't know. I don't like people like that. So, one, that's already annoying. Number two, she said she's an overthinker and processor and she really likes to know what's going on, but that's a lot. Meaning, it seems like she kind of will poke you a lot to get you to like say stuff. And I think sometimes that makes sense, but I think in other cases, it's like, let people be. Like, not everything has to be this deep thing. Um, I do notice that we have a lot of people who seem ready to start families immediately, which that's fine. Her and Kylie, they both seem very ready to start families. So, all right. Okay. All right. I like that we're getting some thick girlies in the joint. Madison. So she's 28. She is an artist and she is a Leo. So Madison's most consistent relationship has been with her beloved French bulldog Henry. And yes, he has his own Instagram account. But now this artist is looking to fill in the blank canvas of her love life with a guy who matches her goofy girl energy. Bonus points if he can roll up her sleeve, oh, his sleeve, sorry, and join her in the studio. She's an artist. Okay. And if that's not exactly his speed, there's always room on the back of her motorcycle. Okay. So she's a motorcycle riding artist. All right, Lauren. Is her name Lauren? Madison, my bad. All right, Madison. But don't expect Madison to fall for just anyone in the pods, as she's proud of never settling for anything less she deserves, which includes men with long fingernails and mommy issues who cheat and don't like spicy food. Hey, I feel you, because if you got long, dirty fingernails, that's nasty. Um, if you can't reach her, don't take it personally. I'm really bad at texting, Madison says. Sometimes my friends are like, "Did you pass away? I haven't heard from you in 2 weeks." Dang. I mean, I'm kind of a bad texter, but I'll at least get back to you within the week. All right. Madison seems like an edgy type, So I think that she's going to need a very specific type of guy. I think Madison likes to be the dominant one. So I'm just saying, I feel like that may not work with all guys, but I think if she finds the right guy, it should probably work. All right. Oh, I like her dress. I gotta say, this looks good on her. I like her dress a lot. Right, so we have Meg. She is 31 and she is an oncology nurse. She's a Libra. So put free spirited Meg in a box and you'll miss out on all she has to offer. As an oncology nurse, work comes first, but she's also a self described goof who can be a little bit airheaded from time to time. I'm not trying to hear that my oncology nurse is airheaded. What? I miss my exit nearly every day when I drive to work. Girl, what? These are the people that y'all have as your nurses? Okay. And I tend to lose my phone or just forget to plug it in, she says. With a demanding career, dating has been nearly impossible, but after 2 years of the single life, Meg is making love a priority. That's contradictory because the first sentence literally says, work comes first. Now it's love is a priority. So which one is it? Like, that's literally contradictory. In the pod, she's willing to go deep, but if her energy isn't reciprocated, then it's on to the next one. My biggest ick is somebody who doesn't ask questions back, she says. But if he values humor and heart in equal measure and doesn't mind taking charge in the kitchen, then Meg is ready to take a leap of faith. Okay, so she works a lot. She be forgetting shit, and she also doesn't cook. Um, okay, Meg. So the problem I have here is that they didn't say anything positive about her. Like, I don't know. I feel like that all they did was list a bunch of negative things about this lady. But she's an oncology nurse, so I'm sure a lot of people will be attracted to her. It's a good job. All right. Okay. Molly. She is 30, she is an executive assistant, and she is a Sagittarius. Self made Molly is proud of purchasing a home all on her own when she plans to spend Christmases with her forever person, or where she plans to spend Christmases. Eager to share her tree decorating traditions, she brought a special ornament into the pods in hopes of gifting it to her future husband. Cringe. A go getter from an early age, the former Minnesota Timberwolves cheerleader. Wow, okay. Paid for a portion of her college tuition with funds won from lip sync battles she competed in throughout her childhood. Lip sync battles? Is that some kind of Minnesota thing? What does that mean? Okay. Now, Molly is in the market for a hype man who will back all her scene stealing performances in her day to day life. If I'm out on the dance floor, they have to be cheering me on in the corner or they're dancing with me, she says. Boys who are embarrassed easily, please exit stage left. Okay, so we got a goofy one. We got a goofy one. Again, I don't think she's going to be for everyone, but I do think if she can find a guy that kind of matches that energy, he'll probably have to be fairly confident. I think she could maybe find someone. I always think it's cringy when people buy ornaments or they buy like specific things for their future partner. In the same way, I think it's cringe when people like buy clothes for their future baby. Like if you're not pregnant, yeah, I don't know. That to me has always been strange, but more power to you. All right. Okay. I like her dress actually. I it's surprised like the pattern's unique, but I'm kind of feeling it and I like the fit of it. All right. Monica, she is 28. She's in digital marketing and she is an Aries. So, family oriented Monica is searching for a guy to join her tribe. I want my partner to feel like another family member, she says. I am my most authentic self with my mom, dad, and sister. So, finding someone who adds to that dynamic is more than I could ask for. Monica says her loved ones would describe her as secretly really weird. So, anyone who makes it past the pods must accept her tendency to talk to herself and not violate her list of extremely specific icks. Shoes are an ick to me, she says. If you have dirty New Balances that are bright blue, I'm sorry, but we've got to work on it. After deleting her dating apps, Monica hopes the pods will work their magic and help her land a guy who loves her and the experimental recipes she whips up in the kitchen. No offense, but if you have a specific list of things that are icks, and that's a nice way of saying that you're picky, you're nitpicky. Why are you on a show where you meet someone blindly? Like I'm just like I never understand these people who are so particular why they feel the need to go on a show where you meet somebody blindly. All right, Monica. Okay. Oh, this dress would have been cuter if it like stopped here. Like the fact that it goes all the way to the ground, I'm not feeling it. But I feel like if it was a shorter dress, it would have been cute. Sarah, 29. She's also an oncology nurse. I wonder if she knows the other girl. She is a Capricorn. So Sarah once typed the entire alphabet in 3.5 seconds, but she's still figuring out the ABCs of love. After a year of being single, this oncology nurse is searching for a goal oriented guy who looks on the sunny side of life. And if he happens to laugh at her jokes from time to time, that wouldn't hurt either. The small town vibe of Minneapolis has not exactly helped Sarah's hunt for a life partner because it feels like everyone already knows or has dated everyone else. Yikes. Genuine connections with guys who don't need fixing are paramount as she spends plenty of time taking care of others at her day job. When she's off duty, Sarah spends her time playing Call of Duty, so her future husband better level up his skills before their wedding day. Ciao. Sarah? Um, Sarah also gives me vibes that she wants to be the dominant force in the relationship. Nothing wrong with that, but that's just the vibe I'm getting. That's all I really got on her. All right. What is child? Girl, are you going to like a bar or are you going to like what is this? What what in the world? All right. Taylor, 32, colonoscopy nurse, and a Pisces. Attention, Lindsay Lohan. Taylor is ready to star in her own Christmas rom com. Oh, here's the Christmas obsessed people, I guess. The thing I'm most excited to do with my partner is decorating our Christmas tree together, she says. I could cry just thinking about it. Finding a genuine, loyal, caring, adventurous, and funny man in the pods would be the biggest gift Taylor could receive. If you can make me laugh, the rest is history, she adds. And for the record, reindeer hooves are the only ones she wants to see, as guys who wear flip flops are a major turn off. What is up with these women and judging men's shoe choices? Men can't wear flip flops now? I mean, it depends on the circumstances, but like, I don't know. If it's a hot summer day and y'all are going out, you wouldn't like if your man wore flip flops? After losing herself in past relationships, Taylor feels she's ready to love fearlessly and wholeheartedly once again. And hopefully, her future husband wouldn't mind her caroling all year round. I sing a lot of sentences for no reason, so that might get annoying. It's all very basic, but again, it just seems like a lot of these women are giving clear signs that they are very nitpicky. And again, I think if you are coming on Love is Blind, I'm not saying you should have zero standards. But I feel like if you are particularly nitpicky about small things, like your man wearing flip-flops, maybe this ain't the show for you. That's just my take. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm reading into it a little too much. Okay, finally, a black queen. I've been waiting. Beautiful. Very, very pretty. I like her dress a lot. It's very nice. All right. So Tiara is 34. She is a marketing strategist and she is a Gemini. Sure, looks aren't everything, but if a Michael B. Jordan look-alike with a gentle spirit is waiting in the pods, then Sierra calls first dibs. Sis, I looked through the men real quick. They're sorry, it ain't happening. As someone who is very traditional and prefers the old ways of dating, okay, so all right, once again, briefly looked through the men, and I don't know, girl. She's recently ditched the apps in hopes of meeting her future husband IRL, meaning Love is Blind. Is that the IRL? So, but the dating pool feels almost dried up, especially when it comes to a man who supports her career. I'm most proud of going back to school to get my MBA at my dream university, Tiara says. It took me 5 years to make it a reality, and I just didn't give up. Entering the experiment, Tiara is stepping far outside of her comfort zone, but there's one thing she will not compromise on. My faith is very important to me, she says. It's not something I could sacrifice. Okay, so she's very traditional, faith based. She sounds a lot like Kylie, who's also strong on her faith. And I think Lauren was the other one really strong on her faith. So we do have some women that are very, very strong on their faith here. Um, she's looking for something traditional. And on this show, notoriously speaking, finding a traditional man on these shows doesn't usually go super well. So I don't know, Tierra, that you're gonna find what you're looking for, if I'm being 100% honest. But hey, we will see. Okay, she's pretty. All right now, and I love the tats. I love the tats. The tats are very nice. I love her aesthetic. Okay. I don't think these shoes match the dress, but I like her aesthetic a lot. I get some water real quick, yo. Okay. So Vanessa is 31. She is a media planner and she is a Sagittarius. So, to impress this classically trained ballerina, your dating skills better be on point. Heading into the experiment, Vanessa is hoping to cross paths with a guy who embraces all of her passions, from dancing and horseback riding to camping and spontaneous road tripping. My perfect partner is somebody who's always down to try something new and go along with my crazy whims, she says. Choosing men based on physical appearance hasn't yielded the kind of love Vanessa has wanted all her life, so she's open to all connections in the pods. Well, almost all. The only thing I'm not willing to sacrifice for love is my dogs. I can't live without them. Okay. So she seems like a spontaneous person. I don't have a lot to say. She has dogs. She seems pretty standard. She seems like she's somebody who likes doing spontaneous, active things. So, yeah, maybe a guy that can keep up with that. All right. Okay. Pretty. I don't like this dress though, especially the strap. I do not like that. But she is very pretty. All right, so we have Virginia. She is 34 and she is a healthcare recruiter. She's a Capricorn. So, adventurous Virginia is the type to enter a marathon on a whim, excuse me. But she hasn't found the right guy to meet her at the finish line. In past situationships, this doctor's big heart has led her astray. But now she's done pouring into others if they aren't filling her cup up first. Still showing up and wanting love is my hugest accomplishment because it's really easy to become jaded, she says. A patient and faith driven guy, another faith, that's five, wants to go the long haul, will immediately attract her attention. But if really arrogant and self centered men are waiting on the other side of the pods, then this former cheerleader won't hesitate to show them the DOOR. Okay. So there's a lot of women that seem to be looking for like faith driven guys. I don't know that there's going to be enough. I mean, there is 32 people this season, which means there's 11 on each. No, what? I'm not good at math, y'all. Never mind. I was going to try to do the math, forget it. But there's more than 10 on each side of guys and women. So maybe, but a lot of women specifically seem to have that as like a first factor. And I just feel like I don't know that there will be enough men to fulfill that. But let us keep going. Ooh, okay, very pretty. I love her dress. Love the dress. All right now. All right. All right, so we got Yemi. Yemi is 30. She's a product sales manager and she's a Sagittarius. So Yemi has not had much luck in the dating scene, leaving her to wonder if her future husband can even be found in either of the Twin Cities. Meeting new people has been hard, especially because she feels that Midwestern guys can be hesitant to make the first move. Men just aren't very forward here, so I don't get approached very often. It might have to do with the fact that I'm a little intimidating, she says. Yemi's independence, success, and drive have excuse me, have helped her climb the corporate ladder, but have not done wonders for her in her love life. That's why an ambitious guy who allows her to feel comfortable and help her grow is who she's hoping to fall for in the pods. But if he has a vulgar sense of humor or bad manners, then a second date is off the table. I do think it's interesting that she talked about men not approaching her. I'm wondering if she's talking about specific men. I don't know the makeup of Minneapolis, I'll be honest. And I am curious if she's open to dating like all races, if she's looking for like a black man. I am just curious a little more about that because I can definitely understand that stuff. I mean, growing up in Boston, you definitely see the dynamics of like being approached out there, um the white women or the other women, how much they are approached versus you, and this like connotation that you're you know aggressive or intimidating. I definitely had people tell me I was intimidating out of nowhere and it was weird. But then moving to the DMV area is very different. There's so many more black people and it is different to be approached out here. So I understand where she's coming from with that. I would presume that Minneapolis and the Twin Cities are not, highly black areas, but what do I know? All right. We are done with the women, y'all. I feel like that was a journey. How long have we been here so far? Oh, it's been 40 minutes. Okay, we gonna try to speed a little faster to the men. Baby. Um, I was feeling this fit until I saw the dirty shoes. And I think it's funny that there was a girl that specifically talked about if you got dirty shoes, she don't want to be with you. So, sir, you are an X. For Kylie, was it? I don't remember. All right. So we have Adam. He is 33 and he's a fashion director and co-owner. Why you got them dirty shoes on then? And he's a Leo. So by the time Adam was 13 years old, he'd already traveled to 6 continents. But this globetrotter believes the right person should even make even trips to the grocery store feel like an adventure. When it comes to dating, Adam has been losing all hope after swiping away for the past few years, especially as the pool has dwindled. Everyone here meets their person when they're like 22, he says. All of a sudden, you're 26 and there's no single people. What? Bro, what kind of city doesn't have single people at 26? I don't know anything about Minneapolis, y'all. Because what? But while most of his peers were settling down, Adam was busy growing his men's clothing business from one tiny location to 6 stores across the country. Okay, a true entrepreneur. He may have yet to select a mate, but at least he'll have no problems picking out his wedding fit. Well, I'm sorry, Adam, that at 22, everybody seemingly has met their person already. Like, what? That seems so young. I don't know, man. Maybe growing up on the East Coast or something, things are just different, but the vast majority of people I know are still single and we're in our late 20s and even some people in their 30s. So I don't know. That's very interesting. Um, all right. All right. So we have Alex. He is 29. He is a commercial real estate broker and he's a Taurus. Wow, we got the same name and we're both Tauruses. Alex may know how to ride a unicycle, though after some time in the pods, he's hoping to pedal a bicycle built for two. But that's not the only special skill. This former high school music teacher plays the guitar, piano, bass, drums, clarinet, violin, and more. Okay, this man is the whole orchestra. Ideally, Alex's partner won't mind a bit of noise since he's got plenty of instruments to practice and he's been known to snore. Well, I think some of the nitpicky girls on the other side are going to mind it. I can't help it, he says. Really? Did you get tested for sleep apnea? Anyway, so please forgive me. If he meets an adventurous and slightly nerdy woman who can overlook that potentially aggravating habit, he'll have no problem putting his dating days to bed. I don't remember any of the women specifically giving off nerdy vibes. Like even the med student women, they seemed very like particular and nitpicky. So I'm trying to really think if I can remember any of the women specifically giving off like I'm nerdy. I think the one girl who says she's an artist and she has a motorcycle, I guess she seemed kind of nerdy to me. All right. He's kind of cute, but he got a weird shaped head. And I don't like this haircut. Like, what is this? Like, sir, you need to get a barber that knows how to cut your hair because this is not it. But he's cute and he's dressed well. So, all right. Andrew, he's 27. Wow. So they're picking guys on the younger end again. I'm getting kind of worried because I feel like when they pick guys on the younger end on this show, it doesn't go well. It just doesn't go well. So Andrew is 27. He's a realtor and he is a Cancer. Heading into the pods, intellectually curious, Andrew is ready to go deep. I'm someone who is constantly searching for answers to not always the simplest questions, he says. I'm looking for someone who is willing to go on that journey. But cerebral explorations aren't the only adventures that this former Army helicopter mechanic is invested in. And now he a realtor? How do we go from here to the Hi. For Andrew, the frigid temperatures are the hardest part about dating in Minneapolis, making romantic nature walks out of the question. Instead, he prefers to take dates to the dance floor. And while having 2 left feet isn't necessarily a deal breaker, a potential partner who asks him to sacrifice his faith, well, he has 5, 6 women who are really, really ready for that, would definitely send him whirling away in the opposite direction. I feel like I judged Andrew off the fact that he was 27. I mean, he was in the army, so he probably has pretty good, like, he's probably a regimented type of person. He probably has good discipline. I am still a little sus on the fact that he's a realtor. Okay, are you successful in that? I mean, I don't know. But Oh, I kind of am vibing with Andrew. He does seem a bit young. I say that as I'm like 27 myself. Um, he seems a bit young for it, but I'm kind of vibing with him. Okay, I'll reserve my feelings on Andrew for right now. I can't wait to go back and watch this at the end of the season. It's gonna be great. Oh my god. N- no way. No, what is this? What are those? What are these? No. 28. They picked all the younger. Does Minneapolis, is it really true that everybody finds their partner at 22 or something? Was that guy right? Is that why everybody's like 27, 28 or something? Because they only got young. Ben is 28. He is a developer and he is a Libra. So Ben's competitive nature serves him well in his intramural kickball league, but he has yet to bring home a championship title in the game of love. Y'all, I can barely even read this. A team player on and off the field, Ben says he can always sense when someone's feeling left out. I have kind of a sixth sense for that and love to just bring people in and make them feel included, he says. If Ben meets a woman who can match his energy and lead with vulnerability in the pods, he will not hesitate to draft her as a partner in life. And if she has a competitive streak of her own and complements his outgoing and playful personality, then it just might be a win win. Okay, so I don't know. Ben seems like he's a nice guy who couldn't find love. Not much to say about him. Seems like a standard guy. Bruh, what is this? Yo, this untucked shirt? This, nah, man. This, I'm trying to be nice, y'all. I need to be nice. I need to be nice. Okay. Benji, 26? Yo, I might crash out this season because all these young guys, what is going on? He is an entrepreneur and a realtor, and he's an Aquarius. Uh-oh. Digital nomad Benji hasn't lived in the same place for the last 7 years. So this man's a digital nomad. He is not settled down in Minneapolis. And he's going to come on this show expecting his partner to be willing to move around the world with him. Yeah, and the women, most of these women, they said they want to settle down. They're strong on their faith. They want to start families, y'all. This man's probably not finding anyone, if we're being completely honest. I don't think he's gonna find someone. Though he's the youngest single entering the pod, he's committed to settling down with someone special who also doesn't mind globetrotting from time to time. I'm a huge traveler and I see a lot of that in our future, he says. As for his dream partner, Benji's looking for her to check every possible box. What does that mean? He wants to connect with someone who's spontaneous, but can also plan, and someone pushes him who pushes him out of his comfort zone, but also makes him feel comfortable. Oh, okay, so this man basically wants a woman that's going to do everything for him. Like, are you helpless? Why do you need a woman who does all these different things for you? Why can't you plan yourself? Why can't you push yourself out your comfort zone? You're a digital nomad, so why do you need someone this man is irritating. As y'all can tell, this man is clearly irritating me. Only time will tell if the total package is waiting for him on the other side of the glowing wall. Let's just move on. This man, what is up with the untucked shirts? Like, what is this? Like, you got two buttons open, you're wearing jeans. This looks. Hmm. And who cuts these men's hair, bruh? Because no offense, but they don't look good. All right. So Brad is 35 and he's a dentist. You know what? He actually does give dentist vibes. When I look at this man, he looks like he could be my dentist. Yeah. Sagittarius. In the pods, Brad plans to bring Midwest Nice back to dating. I'm looking for a best friend, someone who's easy to talk to and nice to me. He says, there have been some mean women over the years, and I would like to avoid that. As a dentist, Brad has no interest in getting chewed up and spit out with a girl by a girl with a nasty bite. Ooh. Oh man, this man has really went through it, huh? All the pod sweeties better brace themselves because Brad does have some mean moves. He once won $10,000 doing a freestyle dance competition in Miami Beach. Do you think his routine involved flossing? Yo, all the puns. Now, I have some questions about the mean women that Brad experienced. Like, why were they mean to you? Like, you're a dentist, so you probably work a lot. Maybe you were like, I don't know. I'm not saying it's his fault. I don't even know. It might be, it might not be. But it is interesting that he specifically has cited that he dealt with a lot of mean women. Oh my God. No, no. Bruh. Are these hoofs? Like, what is this? Y'all, I gotta chill out, bro. Okay. So we have Brian. He is 30 and he is a wine bar owner. He's a Cancer. So Brian has been putting his business acumen to good use from a young age, opening up a wine bar during his senior year of college. All right. Focusing on his career hasn't exactly helped him in the dating department. But now he's seeking a partner with whom he can share a bottle of his favorite vintage and help him nail down a better work-life balance. Despite his discerning palate, you won't find any wine stains on his teeth. I get complimented on my smile a lot, he says. Hopefully, he'll match with a woman that also takes care of her pearly whites, as poor hygiene is a deal breaker. So he's definitely not going to like the girl that says, oh, if a man cares too much about my looks or his looks, blah, blah, blah. He's not going to like her. So make sure not to match them two together. But yeah, this is Brian. I don't like the haircut. Okay, this military haircut is not serving you, sir. Anyway, excuse me, y'all. Let me take a sip of my tea before we continue. So, Daniel, he is 30. He is a sales account executive, and he's also a Taurus. So much Taurus in the chat, gang. This former Gerber baby model. Oh, he was the Gerber baby, huh? All right. Is all grown up and is ready to find a partner he can go gaga over. With his parents' long lasting marriage as an inspiration for his own future love story, Daniel is intent on building a family with a woman who appreciates his sensitive side. He's hoping that she'll love him and his tendency to put his foot in his mouth unconditionally. Though he doesn't always think before he speaks. Oh, red flag, which he's worried might get him in trouble in the pods. His openness and willingness to ask for help are the qualities Daniel's most proud of developing. Yeah. Um, he has a sensitive side. He doesn't think before he speaks. Sounds like Alan on Married at First Sight to me. And yeah, that's all I got. All right, next. Oh, all right. David, he is 33. He's a medical device sales, or in medical device sales, and he's an Aries. So, working in the medical aesthetics industry, Dave is used to concentrating on people's looks, but his biggest turnoff is superficiality. That and too much Botox. Now, he's eager to approach dating in a totally new way and prioritize shared interests and values over physical appearance. Though he sometimes struggles to express his feelings, Dave is prepared to get real with a partner who shares his social stamina but has different enough personality to keep him curious. If he finds a woman who can deck the halls with all 40 of his cousins every Christmas Eve, she might just be the one. But anyone who wins David's heart must first get the stamp of approval from the two most important people in his life, his dad and his sister. Okay. So he loves Christmas. There's a lot of other girls who also love Christmas. He seems to work in like with Botox and all that different stuff. But he doesn't like women who have too much of it. Okay. Um, hmm, yeah. Finally, a black man. I was thinking that was gonna be. Ah. Okay. He got the Jordans on. 29. Wow. I don't think we've had a man over 35. That's gonna be very interesting. I'm actually Devin is 29 and he's a youth director and coach. He's a Pisces. Sneakerhead Devin built his own basketball training business and mentoring program to help kids reach their goals. Good for him. While he's not on the court as a high school coach, He opts to forego the bar scene to stay in and cook up delicious dishes. Devin is hoping this experiment will help him accomplish one of his greatest ambitions, meeting a woman who supports him from the sidelines during his big games and in the kitchen every night as his sous chef. I would love to just be at home listening to music, partying and dancing, he says, and then cooking together before enjoying a meal. He seems like a nice guy. He seems like a nice guy. I hope he finds someone. I think the thing is, like, I don't know. Like, it's so crazy. Like, all of these relationships are going to have an insane age gap because all of the women are on the older side. And when I say older, I'm just talking about older for the shows. So, I mean, they're like at least 35, most of them. And it seems like most of the men are like 33 and under. So it's like, for the most part, it's going to probably be at least a 4+ year age gap, which is fine. But some people might be like 7 or 8 years, which is, I'm not sure. Okay. I like his fit. I like his fit. It looks good. It's fitted. We finally have some men with some fitted suits on because, child. Hugo. So Hugo is 30. He is in marketing and he is a Pisces. So, excuse me, it is not unusual for Hugo to take long last minute road trips to try a new restaurant in another state on a random Friday night. No wonder he describes his experience dating in Minneapolis as repetitive and mundane. A down to earth woman with that same spontaneous spirit will make the perfect co pilot on these frequent unplanned joyrides. But Hugo is searching for a future wife who also doesn't mind if he sometimes rides solo. One thing I'm not willing to do is sacrifice. Oh, one thing I'm not willing to sacrifice for love would be my alone time, he says. I do need some space every now and then. But after 4 years of the single life, he's ready to make room for a partner who shares his goals and values. Um, okay. I always get a little weary of these people who mention, I need my alone time. My partner has to understand I want to be by myself. Because it's like, I mean, yeah, like most people naturally do. But I feel like the people that mention it are the type of people that like to be alone like 50 to 75% of the time. And then it's like, well, some people that works. But I feel like, again, that's just not necessarily something that would work for everyone. All right. Sorry, y'all. My cat is meowing in the background because he's hungry. That's not my cat. Okay. Anyway, sorry about the choir in the background right now. Joey is 35. He is a physician associate and he's also a Taurus. Yo, we out here, I guess. Always a groomsman, but never the groom. Joey was in 11 weddings last year. Dang. How do people know this many people getting married? Ideally, he will find somebody who's handy with a needle and thread since he ripped his pants on the dance floor at 6 of those 11 weddings. Sir, get pants that fit you. Your pants clearly don't fit. Joey is entering the pods in hopes that it will finally be his turn to say, I do. If he forms a relationship with someone who is empathetic and family oriented, then Joey won't have any problems making compromises. Everyone's got healthy boundaries, so as long as we discuss and don't cross them, there won't be anything I can't sacrifice, he says. But there is one thing Joey will not tolerate from a partner. If they give me a wet willy, I'm not going to be happy. He shares. This is my pet peeve, and everybody knows it. What do you mean? This is my pet peeve, and everybody knows it. Huh? You know what? I kind of like Joey. I kind of like him. He seems funny. So, all right, let's keep on moving because I believe this joint is getting long. All right, we're almost done. I promise. Here's the next guy. I don't like this. What is this haircut? What is this? No, no. Mason. So Mason is a cinematographer. He is also a Taurus. Mason is used to relying on his visual instruments. his visual instincts as a cinematographer, but now he's coming out from behind the camera to switch things up for love. His biggest accomplishment is making a living in a creative career he loves, and he's looking for that same passion and drive in a potential partner. A skater girl would be particularly rad as Mason shreds whenever he gets the chance, even sneaking in skating sessions before work. In fact, he's so committed to the sport that he once went through an entire workday with a broken foot. While he might be tough on the ramp, Mason says his friends and family would beg to differ, lovingly describing him as a big softie. Yo, this man be shredding. He a skater. All right, let's keep on moving. Okay. Why did you cuff your pants like this? And I get what he was trying to do, but I'm not feeling it. All right, Mo, 35, property manager, Capricorn. Born in the Bronx before moving to Senegal and returning to the United States before he turned 10, Mo learned English as his third language. Cool. After a year and a half of single life in a city that sometimes feels way too small, he is hitting the pause to see if he's also fluent in the language of love. His greatest accomplishment is becoming the first in his family to graduate college, but the learning didn't stop there. Mo said he experienced significant personal growth throughout his 20s, especially when it comes to communication. Now, funny and outgoing Mo hopes to connect with his forever person, someone trustworthy who embraces his big heart and resilient spirit. Wow, good for him. He seems like a nice guy. He actually seems like a nice guy. I hope he finds someone. Um, yeah, I think he seems determined and um yeah, I don't have a lot to say. I don't know. I don't have a lot to say, but he seems nice. So I hope he finds somebody. He's a Capricorn. Capricorns tend to be like sensitive. So yeah. Uh huh. Okay. So Scott is 34. He is a project manager. He's a Sagittarius. Like any good Midwestern boy, Scott is extremely close with his friends and family. But for the first time, he's ready to make connections based off his own instincts instead of what others may think. Described by those who know him as a golden retriever. Uh-oh. Scott may struggle a bit with long dates lounging in the pods. I do not sit still very well, he says. I enjoy taking in a football game on the couch, but after that, I need to get up and run off my energy. Still, that doesn't mean a stimulating conversation with a girl that's well read won't get his tail wagging. A golden retriever was somebody who like follows you around like a puppy. But they're trying to make it seem like he's like a literally like a dog. Like he gets like the zoomies and needs to like go outside for a walk. Wait, wait, pause. Okay. All right. Whoa. Um, um, okay. So Tom is 38. He is a management consultant and he is a Scorpio. Born in Brazil and raised in Minnesota, Tom is a self described fitness fanatic who doesn't take rest days. I work out when I go on vacation and I'm pretty focused on my diet, he says. Now, Tom is ready to show that same level of commitment to a life partner. While he's slightly nervous about how fast a relationship could develop in the pods, he's excited about the unplugged dating exercise. But if Tom ends up falling for someone who's always glued to their phone after the pods, his number one ick, it could become a sticky situation. Um, okay. I mean, I hear ya. That's it. Woo, we're done. All right, y'all. So let's come back to the solo layout real quick. So, my overall thoughts on this season. Number one, most of the men skew younger. And that's just, to me, I just feel like I'm already kind of like, ooh, because a lot of the women, like I said, are not just 1 or 2 years older, but some of these women are like 7, 8 years younger than the guys. So I'm already wondering how that's going to go. I guess we're going to really see if Love is Blind. Um, I feel like a lot of the women have a lot of specific icks that, again, when we look at these guys, and I mean this in a nice way, right? I just think love is gonna really need to be blind this season, y'all. On both sides, not just the guys. Love needs to be blind. And a lot of these people, it doesn't seem like love is going to be blind for them. But anyway, I'm gonna put my hat down because I don't know, y'all. I'm a little bit worried about this season. I feel like we're gonna be in for quite the ride. But, anyways, if you made it to this point of the video, that means you liked the video. So I would greatly appreciate it if you would consider supporting the channel by liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. It helps to get the videos out there and it inspires me to keep creating. Thank you so much if you did actually watch to this point, and I will talk to you guys in my next video. Bye.